going to share with you my lasagna and a lot of different budget-friendly tips. How can you make this more ooey gooey? And if you only have so much meat, how can you give your red sauce more texture? I do speed the process by using pre-made sauce, but I add fresh ingredients to the sauce that really makes it feel more homemade for you. So stay tuned. Let's get cooking. You're going to start with red onions and garlic sauteed in olive oil. Then you'll cut baby bell mushrooms into small pieces. This is an option. You don't have to add the mushrooms. However, I find it's a great budget tip if you want to give more of a meaty texture to your sauce and don't have a lot of ground beef. This is a good alternative to adding extra texture. If you wanted to make it vegetarian, you can also just add mushrooms and no beef or sausage. Because I'm using jarred sauce, I like to give some fresh flavors by adding a couple of diced tomatoes, fresh parsley, and thyme. This is an option, it's not required. If you only have dried parsley and thyme, that's fine. But I like to use the fresh just because it enhances the flavor. I like to saute my meat separately, and I'm using a combination of ground beef and Italian sausage. When it comes to ground beef, I prefer to use an 85-15 combination. However, you can use whatever you would like. I also prefer to use a sweet Italian sausage or mild, but you could also use a spicy Italian sausage if that's something that you would like. I'm going to go ahead and saute this on a medium temperature for about 10 minutes. Then I will add my meat to my red sauce. I let it cook for about 30 minutes. I use 2 jars of my favorite sauce or whatever you have. I'll cover it with a lid and I'll stir it every 10 minutes or so just to make sure nothing is getting burnt. It's important that the lasagna noodles do not get overly cooked. You just want it to be bendable and still raw, but not able to tear it. When it comes to cheese, I prefer to use a mozzarella brick cheese. However, the store did not have it. A good alternative and a budget-friendly tip is to use Monterey Jack cheese. It's a good melting cheese. It will give you a gooey, ooey texture that you want to your lasagna. The pre-bagged grated cheese has a powder that doesn't always give you the best melting effect on your lasagna. That's why I'm doing a combination of the two to at least give me a better chance to have a lasagna that's really gooey. Going to assemble the lasagna, and you're going to start with many different layers of sauce, noodles, ricotta, cheese, and you'll keep repeating that layer. And yes, I am from Oregon, so I probably did not pronounce ricotta, I don't know, correctly. But regardless, you're going to do your best to continue to layer the different ingredients. It's a little messy on this one. It wasn't very easy because I was holding my camera as I was trying to record. On the last layer, I do not add ricotta, but I top it with Parmesan cheese. Now, again, I would have preferred to buy brick Parmesan and grated it myself, but I didn't have the money to do it, so it was actually cheaper for me to buy it pre-grated. You're going to make sure and tint your lasagna so it doesn't stick to the cheese, and bake it off in the oven. I do recommend that you let the lasagna sit for at least 15 minutes before you cut into the lasagna. That way it will not be as runny and easier to slice.